welcome to Studio Cinco Dos.
Cinco Dos.
Cinco
Thank
Dos.
you.
Nice.
Our very, very first show. We have the absolute pleasure of having three amazing band members, Razor Doves, in the house, en la casa de Cinco Dos.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be the very first band.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, today is about you. This is our first show, but today is about you. The spotlight's on you tonight. I want to get to know you. This is my casa, but this is your casa tonight, so make sure you feel at home. I want to introduce the other member of Cinco Dos. I'm Coral. The other member of Cinco Dos is Sinue.
I'm Sinue. Nice to be here and be here with Razor Doves. It's awesome that y'all came to come and join us.
Thanks
So
for
thank
having
you
us.
again very much, and I'm very excited. Seen a lot of y'all's work, so I just want to say y'all guys rock. So this is gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting. So right on.
So I want to get to know who you are. Why don't you? I know your names, but I want everyone else to know your names and what you do for the band. Chris.
I'll go ahead and start. So I'm Mike. I play bass. I sing some background vocals, and Chris and I do a lot of the writing. But the band in general writes everything together, as a unit.
All right.
You go.
I'm Roberto. I play drums for Razor Doves, and I am the newest member for now.
Awesome. And
My name is Christopher Snell, and I'm the longest standing member, the only member that never left.
It's true.
So, and you can ask me all about that later. But I sing. I'm a songwriter. I like to do anything that involves music or art or film, and that's our thing. Rock and roll, man.
that's right. And I got to see a little bit of that at the last show that I was with you all. So enjoyed it quite a bit. I know you're the newest member of the band, Roberto, so I want to welcome you personally because I had the pleasure of watching you live that night.
Yeah, thank you.
And are you feeling excellent?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't write?
No, I mean, I'll help with arrangement a little bit here and there, but that's about it. But
What instruments do you play besides the drums?
I play bass, guitar, and keyboards, and I sing for another one of the bands that I'm in.
Don't let him.
And
don't let him bullshit you. He's an amazing writer, and he helps us do all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And he's being modest because there was one time where he was in like 4 bands, including mine, and he had to step down because maybe 4 bands was too much.
Maybe 4 bands. Now I'm only in 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're doing better. We're
Yeah.
doing better.
So he's a multi-instrumentalist and he's badass. Tell him the other bands you're in.
Oh, yeah.
invite
I
them.
play drums in a band called Burnout.
Okay.
And I play guitar and sing for a band called Wolfholt. And the longest band I was in was called Man-Eaters of Savo, which is kind of how we all met. And I played bass and sang in that band.
Wow.
Right on. That's impressive, man.
Thanks.
Very talented. Now
I
you've been
like to play.
That's fun.
When we needed to have another drummer, we were like, well, which of our friends is the best musician out there? Who could we possibly get? And we got Roberto. Not only is he incredibly talented, he just fit in like a glove as far as the dynamic with us, and I can't really imagine playing with another drummer at this point. Like, it just feels good. You bring a joy to our practice sessions.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
you'll practice once a week, I hear.
Try to.
Try
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
yeah. You have a studio at your place?
Well, we're switching gears. We got tired of rehearsing in a 103-degree garage, and now
Studio.
Yeah, you could call it a studio. It's
Garage
where I put my
studio.
car too. Whatever.
Oh,
But Berto's set up now, and he's in a new pad, and so we're able to rehearse there. So things are kind of looking up for us in terms of, perspiration.
Right, yeah.
For
Now
sure.
we practice in an 83-degree jam room rather
That's
than...
right.
then 103.
Yeah, I won't
gonna lose
put
our
my
resilience.
thermostat any lower than that.
Yeah, literally 100. I've looked at the thermometer in there the last time we played, and in the shade with the fans on, 102, 103 degrees.
Yikes.
Lord, that is incredibly hot. That's dedication. Anybody that still shows up
He enjoys it
tells
too.
me that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm drenched and I go hard and I perform in the garage just the way you saw me at that show that
Wow.
you saw us a few weeks ago, and I see it as a form of like staying
Training.
physically fit.
True.
You know?
It's a sauna, right? It's a sauna, so you get it's a win-win, right?
Yeah, but yeah, so we're moving on to Berto's place and we're gonna make all his neighbors happy.
Yeah.
Right on, yeah.
Hey, you can always come
here.
here and I'll watch. You can use the studio. All right. Now, how about you? Tell me about all the instruments you play.
I play bass guitar, and that's basically it. Very little guitar, very little keyboard. I've played bass most of my life, and I just kind of resonate with the foundational element of it. I approach music as looking to find the balance in the song, and so I can, I have some chops, but I don't overplay very much.
That's
I try
Mike being
specifically.
modest.
I try to
Once
specifically
again,
serve the song.
Mike's being
Yeah.
modest, but that's okay. Now, you said you're right. How do you get inspired? Do you get up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, this sounds like a song? Or do you just help Chris?
So I view myself as a facilitator in general. Occasionally I'll have an idea like you're talking about, and it'll be something that's pervasive enough that it like sticks in my mind over a good amount of time, and then I can kind of develop it, and then I bring it to the band, and then we work on it. But we don't do that very often. Most of the time, whenever I do that, it's maybe once a record or something. Most of the time, though, I'm actively listening to.
Let me get it.
I don't know what it is.
It's my phone.
Oh.
Finish it.
Most of the time, I'm actively listening to the ideas of other people because as a facilitator, I want to try to see what their vision is and then help bring it to reality while finding that balance and finding interesting little tidbits that I can put into it or helping arrange. That's kind of what I've done the most with our music. Chris is kind of the raw idea
Right.
person in almost all cases. And sometimes he just needs a little bit of help to get it through.
Yep, just a couple of. Yeah, I almost never bring a finished idea
Right.
ever. For this band, I don't like to bring a completely finished idea because I don't think it's fair to dictate how everything's going to go.
Right.
Because there needs to be some open space for them to help shape. But if I only bring one riff every time, that's kind of frustrating too because we don't get very far. So I like to bring something that I got part A, part B, and I'm not really sure how the bridge should go or how the chorus should get back to the verse, and that's where he shines. Arranging I think is his strong point, and so that's why we work well together. In writing, and we can write a lot of songs. We have dozens of ideas right now.
Right.
That it's like we just need to sit down and finish, and be like throw the junky ones away, focus on those 3 or those 4, and I think we have nearly another EP sitting ready to go if we just buckle down and just work on new material. That's part of like kind of our conversation on the way over here is like, what do we want to do now? Now that we kind of got new member, we're ready to go. Do we want to focus on shows? Do we want to focus on recording, like writing new stuff and recording? do we want to? I don't know. I think that we're at a crossroads where we can keep doing the same things we kept doing before, same places, same songs, or we can figure out how to be a new version of ourselves. Because 10 years or 11 years of doing some of these same clubs, some of these of the same songs over and over and over again, you want to write because you're tired of playing the same old songs.
Right.
So for me, that's going to be my push going forward, is like figuring out how we can be a new version of ourselves, and I'm hoping these guys are going to help me figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like you bring great ideas and they perfect them. And that's
Yep.
what a team does.
They
right?
help finish them. Yeah, they
yeah.
for sure perfect. I don't know if we're ever going to be perfected anything, but I think like
Our flaws are where our charm is.
yeah.
No.
As musicians, I think, or as artists, perfection isn't a thing. It's not achievable. There's always something more we can do.
Well, it's about
Correct.
the process. Any kind of art is really about the process. You know, if we were making physical media, the second we were done with a piece, it's almost dead to you. It's now somebody else's, and you go on to the next thing. As a musician, it's a little bit different because you work on a song and you play a song, and people may love it and they may want to hear it again live, but after a while it can become something that is a little bit old for the band members, and we crave that new creation process and that new song, and injecting a new member into our dynamic is going to change everything about the way that our live show goes, our recording process goes, everything goes. And so we haven't had that experience yet to even see how Berto is going to bring that into us. Sure. And you know, so there's all kinds of excitement in our future. It's just, you know, what do we want to focus on first? That's kind of where we're at this point.
Yeah, and I think I'll pick up a little bit and just say, like, I've already learned, what, like 15 songs, something like that?
Yeah.
At least
15 to 18 songs. So I have a lot of the foundational old stuff down, so we can do shows right now, but and we've already touched on some new ones too, so just barely scratching the surface of what's possible for the future, though. Like maybe three new tunes that we've been working on, but they're all very promising. So
perhaps a new release in 2023 or maybe 2024?
2024 probably is more realistic. Yeah. So I have a confession to make to you guys. I shared a song that was recorded. No one's really heard it. Maybe you haven't even heard it.
yeah.
The song Killjoy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I let you hear the recording
I don't know.
that we did with Spencer,
Mm-mm.
but I shared it with Dulce, and and so I gave her permission to use it on the show for us, and let people hear new material, since
cool.
we haven't put anything out in over a year now. So kind of a neat way to it's a different side of us, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I really like it. I think it shows like our vulnerability and our softer side, and then it goes big a little bit.
Yes. In looking through the years at your different albums, you can see the progression, and it's getting deeper every single EP that you put out. It's more personal. It grabs you. I was listening to No Fire, and I just couldn't stop listening to it. Just you can feel the emotion, and now it's not just that song. I can see the progression, and it's showing more of you, and I love that. I cannot wait to see what you will do for 2024. It's getting more personal, and I think people want to see that. Vulnerability is good.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you will be performing Killjoy for us.
Yeah, I'd like to do that one.
Yeah. You ready for it?
Right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me take a break and turn my phone off and get my guitar.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
It's called Killjoy. true what they say about the clouds and the gray, and it's easy to see past the gloom of the day. Maybe for you, oh, I feel something different here. Some sunny day when the world's back to showing its face, I'll be the me that I promised myself I could be, but why not today? Oh, I feel something different here, just like a dream. And I'm just a little crazy, it's fine. I do not medicate myself, least not since Thursday. And I'm not afraid of falling down anymore. I killed the joy years ago, but every smile has a ghost that continues to seek our revenge on its host. That joke's on me. Oh, I feel something different here, just like a dream. Sleepwalkers should never be woken when walking. Silver tongues of liars sell the things you're buying. And I'm just a little crazy, it's fine. I do not medicate myself, least not since Thursday. And I'm not afraid of falling down anymore. Killjoy, 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 killjoy. I was hoping maybe you guys could help me with this part. Mike knows it. Watch, I'll show you. Mike will show you. I-O, 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 I. Keep going the whole way, the rest of the song. I-O, no matter what I do. I-O, 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 I. Maybe it's true what they say about the clouds and the gray, that it's easy to see past the gloom of the day. Or maybe for you, I feel something different here. Oh, I feel something different here. Oh, I feel something different here. I told you I was going to scream.
Wow.
Good. That was
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Oh, I love the coasters.
Oh,
Sorry I had to jump it front, you know, there we didn't ruin the shot. I don't
No,
know
it's-
I mean, it wasn't perfect, but
the volume.
Wow.
was
It's
not-
your
it was-
material.
You killed it.
No.
missed a chord, but hey, whatever. Oh, but hey. You still rolling?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still rolling.
Roll
we'll
it.
take those
Beer break
little.
after that.
We'll
No.
take those little
Yeah.
things. But
No.
I just want to finish up with the song, and then we'll take a break. We'll grab a beer. Yeah? Cool?
You're good.
All right. So, let me just put this on. You hear me? All right. So that was Killjoy. This is a gift for today. For Cinco Dos. We are bringing you new music from Razor Doves. Killjoy, nobody's heard it. It's not out yet, but this
No
is...
one's heard it, but
Well,
family members maybe.
We played it. We played it.
We
a few
played it
times with
live,
You did
but I
play
mean the
live.
recording.
Right.
We've I
Right.
haven't shown a soul.
Right.
You know, except for maybe my family and our families,
Right.
and then of course Spencer, our producer at Black Buck Recording Studios.
This is a huge gift for Razor Dove followers, for the community, for those that are getting to know you. They'll know what you bring to the table, and what a gift. Thank you. You're just as talented.
Thank you for listening to us. It's better with these guys backing it and charging it up, but it has value like here in this setting too.
And this is one that you wrote, and he helped you.
Yeah. Wow. The IO part, he really hits
Is-
home, eh?
Yeah, he he does. It's like, hey, we're all singing together. We don't even know the song
We
yet.
played it at, I think the last time we played it was John Frugia's our old drummer, our drummer who's gone now.
Oh,
He moved away, but we were still brothers. And we played it there at the 502. And I did the same thing. I kind of like paused the song when we got to that part
Love
and
it.
asked people to sing, I-O, ah. And most of the place did.
absolutely.
It was really cool. And
Good moment.
that doesn't always happen, and it's embarrassing when you try to get people to do it, but it happened that night and it felt really neat, really cool.
So multiply that by thousands.
Uh,
Imagine thousands singing
I can
I-O.
imagine. Yeah, I mean, it would make my hair stand up on my head.
Why
my
not?
arms.
This guy's and you know what? Once they see this podcast and they get to hear it, I can see people like catching on and probably be singing on the other side of the screen. Who knows?
I'll
right?
tell you what,
Yeah.
one of the
would
biggest
be
rock and
so
roll
cool.
moments I've ever known was when Tom Petty did the Super Bowl show many years ago. 70,000 people singing his lyrics. Wow. That's something.
That's something. That's Tom Petty, but I mean we dream
Yeah.
high and we
Yeah,
dream big, and why
exactly.
not? Sky's the limit. So maybe one of these days you'll do a Prince moment. Right? Purple Rain, remember when he did the Super Bowl?
Sure.
And he was asked, hey, you still want to perform because it's raining? And his answer was, can it rain harder?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yep.
I think there's always room. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with some more Razor Doves.
Thank you.
Let's see. Bienvenidos a todos a 5-2. Volvemos con el grupo Razor Doves. And what I just said, for those of you that aren't bilingual, we welcome back Razor Doves. Welcome back, guys. How are you feeling?
Thank
Muy
you,
bien,
thank
muy
you.
bien.
Hey, yes, so we are back in the studio after that amazing song that you sang to us. It took us a minute to process it, but now we want to get into the name. Now, this has been an intriguing thing for me, particularly. Where'd you come up with that amazing name?
That was my idea.
What?
Yep.
Mike,
Yep.
tell me more.
After months of deliberation and
Yeah.
fights.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Seriously.
The thing that I thought about when I put it is that I loved the juxtaposition between something soft and fragile and something very sharp and kind of biting. And when Chris and I formed the band and were kind of jamming on songs and things, the thing that I really kind of took from his rhythm and stuff is just this kind of punchy, biting quality that I kind of visually expressed in my mind is like kind of cutting with a razor. And I think that's something that's continued on in our songs, like all throughout the years that we've been making music together. And so I thought it was really good, and then I pitched it to him, and he hated it. and you were saying that it's kind of grown on you a little bit.
Yeah, it's grown on me for sure. My only thing was I wanted something with wings or a bird, just because I don't know. I've always liked that stuff, that imagery. So we bounced all kinds of bird names that were just stupid, and that one I kind of came around to. We settled on. I settled at the time.
I think you hated it least.
Yeah, I hated that one least.
Wow.
Naming a band is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
hard.
I mean,
but we came up with something unique
Uh-huh.
that had kind of a vision that I thought really fit what we did, and ultimately, we've leaned in to some of the imagery and some of the designs that we've had for our merchandise and for our records and things like that. But we haven't been married to just bird plus sharp claws like on everything that we do either. So
but John did it. John did the actual.
Yeah, he did it justice though.
He
finally.
did the literal idea so good.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a segue for a gift I have for you guys.
Gosh,
You said
no
that
way.
you're a collector of CDs.
I am.
So I was going to tell you, but you already know, since you're an aficionado, that there's a round disc in here.
For sure.
And it contains.
It's shiny.
So there's more to this product. You have to open it up, and it plays in a player.
A CD player.
Yeah,
perhaps.
so
right on.
they're
Thank
out
you very
there.
much. Thank
That
you.
is
This is
so
awesome.
cool.
And for the lady.
Another
Thank you, Chris.
fantastic addition to my collection.
you.
I
So the
appreciate
artwork
it.
we were talking about.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gosh.
it's like a.
It's right on the nose.
That's-
That's
It is.
awesome.
Okay.
Right on.
But
Yeah.
it was so well done.
And I am so honored.
John
to get
Frugia,
that.
our old drummer, is an illustrator, artist,
Yep.
and he's up in Oregon, but we love him. I know he'll see this. John, good job, buddy.
Shout out to him.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right on.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that. You guys are awesome.
You're
You did not have
irreplaceable.
to, but
And
I
always
would
in our hearts.
proudly.
Maybe we're starting a tradition where all your musical artists will bring you CDs. You'll have a great wardrobe.
Thank
You already have a great wardrobe, clearly, but a great black T-shirt
Yeah,
wardrobe.
it's not super colorful, but maybe
Oh.
you can cut it up and like inject all kinds of color.
I do, and I'm gonna wear these with silk and fluffy things
All
and
right.
rhinestones.
Yes.
Oh, I'll dress it up, baby. But this
Yeah.
is perfect just as it is, either way. But thank you. I love it. One thing I really love about your Razor Dove logo is that it's white and it represents peace,
Yeah.
right? So it's a juxtaposition. It's so contrary
Exactly.
to the razor, but
Yep.
it is white, and that's what you guys are. I was telling you earlier about your music and how it's evolutioned and how I was really enjoying that, and it brings something to you, but the color brings peace. It's a very peaceful color. So that's what you see when you get to the show. You get a band that electrifies you, but a band that makes you feel something on the inside.
Wow.
And that's what I see.
Thank
you.
Yeah, it represents you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And thank you for this. Can't wait to wear it. All right, so I have to ask this because this has also been something like if I had a chance to bring an artist back, I would bring Freddie Mercury, right? Because I think he was the king. Who would you bring back, Chris, if you had a chance to perform with any artist?
To perform with, or just I don't know if I'd want to perform with my pick,
Oh, interesting.
but I would want to bring him back. So that I had a head start on this question. My son, he's 16, and he's a budding musician. He's a budding guitar
Yes.
player, and he's getting good real quick. At the rate he's going, he's going to be shredding like Berto in 3 years. And he asked me that same question not too long ago, and I thought on it, and I didn't say anything that I think anybody thought I would say, because I wanted to pick someone that was going to do not just like kind of make me happy, but kind of do the greatest good for humanity or
Yeah.
people, make the most amount of people happy.
right.
Right on.
And so I chose John Lennon, and I thought that he would help with what we're doing now. I thought that he would bring love.
Okay,
But
so
wouldn't-
it's the message of love once
But
again.
wouldn't you
going-
want to sing with him?
I mean, if he'd have it, I'd sing with him for sure. I
Yeah.
think we're very. I think I learned stuff from the Beatles. I know I've studied their music and know a bunch of their songs, and we've covered a handful over the years. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, do you want to jam with people that you look up to so much?
Yes.
Do you? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if I have that confidence.
I
yet.
mean, you brought him back from the dead. Like
Yeah.
You might as well give him
Okay.
all
Might
that.
as well.
he owes you a
That's all
song,
right.
man.
For sure.
Amen to that. So let's go back to young Chris. Young Chris in his room thinking big ideas, right? I'm thinking an 80s room, there's posters everywhere. And, there's a phone with a cord somewhere. And you're thinking, maybe I want to start a band. Maybe that would be cool, right? Tell me where you were. Where was your frame of mind when you decided that you wanted to be a musician?
There was no band idea.
There wasn't?
Early on. No,
Tell me how that started.
it was.
Where did
It was really simple.
Again.
We would go visit my grandfather, my grandma and grandpa every Sunday, and my grandpa would buy stuff like yard sale stuff, junk, and then he'd fix it up, and then he'd sell it at his yard sale for a little more, and that was just like his hobby, and so there was this guitar, this silver tone guitar that sat in a corner, and I was like 12, and I would go over there and didn't care about anything but getting to that guitar and fooling with it, making sounds on it. And that Christmas, I got the guitar as a gift. It was wrapped as a Christmas present, and it had a Mel Bay. Mel Bay was an old dude that gave lessons and had book, and so there was like basic chords in there, and that was my next year or two on that guitar, teaching myself how to play those shapes, and putting my fingers in the shapes that were in the pictures, and that was me playing guitar, learning how to play guitar, and right off the bat, as soon as I was learning chords, I think instinctually I was starting to make sounds with my voice and starting to write my own songs.
12 years old. So do you feel that when you get on stage, you transform into somebody else? That's like the artist, like, for example, like Selena, right? She became somebody else in front of the public, right? Do you feel like that happens to you when you get on the stage?
I think it gives me more. It's like putting on the guitar and
Yeah.
going for a song. It's just like this boost of confidence. It's
Yeah.
a boost of like you're almost like somebody else. You got a
Right.
mask on, sorta. You're
Right.
playing a character, maybe.
Yeah.
And you can be rude. You can spit on the stage. You can flip the bird. You can do anything.
Right.
Within
Right.
without going to jail that night. But it gives me it makes me feel like freer.
Do you have an alter? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just
Roberto.
gonna say that's how it makes me feel too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot freer. Like, I think when I'm playing music, it's the moment when I don't have to think about anything else. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing, really. Like, I just do, and then I don't have to think about anything at all. It's like my most zen moments are while I'm
Especially
playing.
if you're well rehearsed. Like if you've played and you know the song and you know what you're doing together and you're well rehearsed, and then you have a crowd in front of you, there's a part of my brain that disconnects, and I just I'm in the moment. I'm not sure what that means to everyone, but for me it means that I have like all around me it's fuzzy, and I'm just performing. Like there's just like the people in front of me, the light, the guitar, and it's a strange feeling. It's almost like being high or something.
Yeah, it's like the flow state they talk about in sports. You know what I mean?
Almost like
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
tunnel vision, but also like a moment of revealing like the true self. Like it's your heart and soul is being poured out onto the stage, and and there's no one out there judging you. Like you're out there just putting yourself out there.
And even if they are judging us, we don't care.
It doesn't matter. 'Cause,
Right.
you know, you're doing you.
Art.
Yeah,
Y'all are
I
doing
think
you.
that's why I think saying I was playing a character is a poor choice of words, because I'm not really playing anything. I'm not being anything. I'm just in the moment performing, and maybe that's my true self. And maybe this isn't, because like we're sitting here, we're like thinking about what we're gonna say, like make sure we say the right thing or not stutter or whatever. There, I don't do that.
You
I
just
don't,
let it all out.
It's just complete flow.
Yeah, and it's especially with original music, you know, like because our music is so original and unique,
Exactly.
you know.
There's a big emotional connection to it.
Yeah,
as well,
totally.
for sure.
You can be honest with everyone because you're being honest with yourself through your music, right?
It's true. Like if someone heard a cover, is when they hear the first few notes or the first few words, they're like, "Oh, I know this song," and so they're immediately holding you up against something they already know about.
Yeah.
But when they hear our music for the first time, they're like, which is also the challenge of being an original artist, is they're kind of, they have to process, they have to think when they hear an original song. It's like hearing first time I've ever heard this artist and first time I've ever heard this song, and I have to like think about, do I like this, and process in a different way. And a lot of audiences are I don't know, don't want to do that. They just want to just hear a familiar thing, and so they can let go and talk with their friends or whatever. So I think that's part of the challenge of being an original artist, is keeping people's attention. I think we do that well live.
You do.
because we put on a good show. We put everything we got into it, and we let loose, and we kick things over, and we sing with all our heart, and so I think that makes people maybe want to listen to that song again. Hopefully,
Right.
Hopefully this will help too. Like if they hear the song I just played, they'll want to hear it, the recorded version, and they'll be like, "Damn, the drums make it even better."
Absolutely. In fact, if I had a word to describe the show that night, I would say electrifying.
Yeah.
It was electrifying. You could feel the energy. And for those that have followed you for a while, because I was blessed to talk to some of them, they knew the lyrics, and to see them singing to a band that had just met, literally, it was so amazing. It was very intriguing. It was a really cool experience. So electrifying is the word. If I could put a word to your band, you make us feel, even as a newcomer, even as someone who hadn't met you before, I could sense it, I could feel it, and I could get the energy, the charge from those around me that have actually followed you. So, I mean, it takes a lot to transfer that. Anybody can get up on the stage and sing and grab a mic and pretend, but to be able to transfer that energy, y'all did that. Y'all did that night. So
We accept that.
yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's
We
good
love
on
doing
you. I really appreciate that, and you, and what you came out to see us, and you didn't take me for my word. Like, yeah, I'm in a band, and then like had us on your show.
Right.
You came out to see us, and knew, like when you saw us play live, you understood where I was coming from.
Correct.
That I wasn't just like telling you a story or whatever.
Right.
And so I appreciate that. I hope you guys keep that up. That
Yes.
you invest and people, and you like, it's reciprocated. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, there is so much talent. There's so much hidden talent in just this little areas. I mean, golly, and it's raw. It's
Yeah.
true, and I think people are hungry and thirsty for true talent. So thank you for bringing it to the table. Appreciate that. Now, Mike, you're too quiet back there.
They were saying everything that I was thinking. I didn't need to butt in and share. But yeah, sure.
Who was your inspiration growing up?
Are you talking musically? Or
Musically,
just in general?
or
I think so. I discovered punk rock in high school, and that was very formative to me to take me out of kind of a more cerebral like headspace, or not necessarily even enjoying music. I was a only child, so I didn't have brothers and sisters to share.
Oh.
And so I had to do a lot of searching and exploring. And the thing I liked about punk back then, and this was, kind of the West Coast punk rock for the most part, that kind of spawned pop punk later and things like that. Like I really liked how aggressive and melodic it was. And so, these are bands like Bad Religion and Good Riddance, and they sound like Don't Come to My Show, but they were all really great sounding bands. They really inspired me to go further. Pennywise was another one that I really liked. But then after that, I moved more into the 80s new wave scene, and so like bands like The Cure and Peter Gabriel,
Yes,
and Depeche Mode and Duran Duran, and like all the other ones, Joy Division, New Order. They cultivated that desire for melody and prettier sounds, but still retained some of the darkness and drive and counterculture, even though in the 80s they were huge.
right.
But
Right.
it was still off center from your normal pop stars of the time. And I just liked that it was slightly different from what I could hear on the radio. And I would just say, it's not an individual artist, but it's just kind of the culmination of these bands together. And many of them were also bass forward.
Right.
And it helped me hear that and want to be that as a musician. Play the bass in a way that's going to stand out, but then also that supports the song. That's kind of my goal.
Thank you for sharing that. So, as a younger generation, why do you think that music, like he's describing, in today's era, would be?
I think it's cool. Like, and I know a lot of people who really look up to bands like The Cure, and they find that to be better than things that they might have found today and stuff. But it's just, in my opinion, the fact that they're almost timeless bands, that they're able to create their own style and pioneer it to the point where there may be people who come up later in the timeline, and they might be like, hey, I like this piece of sound and I like this piece of sound, and they're able to work off of it. But it's the fact that they were the baseline and they're the inspiration for what's going forward. I think it's good to pay your respects, and to really, what's the term I'm looking for here? To really like embrace what they've done, and use that to not necessarily bite somebody else's style or anything like that, but to just take inspiration and build it up and make your own way through that.
And that's what they've done.
And I can see the vibe, and I think it's good. I think it's really, really good. And the inspiration is there, man, for all that. Anyway, for sure.
Anyway,
right on.
I need to pick your brain like that.
Yeah,
but-
no, it's good. It's good.
Put them on the spot.
I love
I didn't
it.
mean to do that.
I think it's great. I think it's really, really, really great. And you can tell like where each of your styles come into play, but there's the synergy there to where it all just harmonizes and flows perfectly. So
Thank you.
right on.
Thanks.
Better and greater things are coming. I can feel
heck
it.
yeah, man.
But I know you had some really good questions.
Oh
so.
yeah. So going back, I
Shoot
guess
away.
to another like, what would you rather do? Like, if I know y'all have played in a various amounts of locations. What is your most preferred place to go and play? Like, where was the place y'all had the most fun? Or if you were like, if they called me right now, I'd pack up and we'd go. Like, what kind of venue would that be? Most memorable
In
venue
Razor Doves?
for Razor Doves. Yeah, I guess as a team, if somewhere y'all all three have.
Berto played better places than we do.
Nah. I did play the Majestic once. So
What?
It was amazing.
Right
Yeah,
on.
tell him
No
all
way.
about that. He
My old
Tell
band,
who you
Man Eaters
opened
of
for.
Savo. We opened for Deep Purple in 2007.
Right on.
We did a show at the Majestic and then at the Verizon Theater in Houston. and that was amazing, surreal experience. Got to meet them all. It was incredible. Had our own dressing room. It's crazy.
How big was the crowd?
I don't
Do
even
you
know.
know numbers? No.
No idea.
Okay.
I mean, at the Majestic was full.
Sure. Oh,
Oof.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. At least
Heck
500,
yeah.
300 to 500.
I don't even know.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. So Majestic next.
Yeah, we'll do
I
it.
would do it.
Set it up,
Sure,
Berto. You got the contacts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Majestic next. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. All right, guys. So it's been an absolute pleasure. And I will add that we'd want everyone that is listening or watching to us today to follow you on all your social media. I know you're on Facebook. You're on TikTok.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of really cool stuff on
Oh
there.
my gosh, yes,
That's
you do.
true.
It deserves more subscribers, I think.
Yes, you do.
We have an Instagram that we will be posting on.
Okay.
We'll see what Razor does on
We
Instagram.
kind of clown that, man, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I promise.
I will put all the links for everyone.
Yeah, call us for a
Okay.
gig too, eh?
Yay! Anybody? Are you open for private shows as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
that would be a really weird wedding, but we'll do that too.
Oh, I'll vouch for them.
best
I
rockin'
think
wedding.
It'll be
it'll
the
amazing.
most rockin'
It'll be
wedding
a
in
hell of a
100-mile
show.
radius, that's for sure.
So I will put all the information, all the link information for contacting, and so that way anybody who wants a really badass band at their show or place or wedding or venue.
Yeah, thanks
You
for
guys are
having us.
right.
We wish you the
Yeah.
best of luck with this.
Thank you for
Thank
sure.
you.
I
you.
think,
It's
I
gonna
think
be
you're
great.
gonna resonate with a lot of people here in town, and we're gonna help you get the word out. And
Thank you.
Keep supporting local artists.
Yes.
I think and it's gonna feed itself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I believe wholeheartedly in your work, and I think public, those that are watching us, will see it.
Yeah, thanks.
So thank you. This has been Cinco Dos. Gracias. Thank you to everybody that is watching us tonight, that is listening to us tonight. It's been our pleasure. This was our first show, so bear with us. And thank you so much for being a part of the community. We'll talk to you later. Adios.
Thank you.
Yes.